dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Check, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My ground repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing signed up, baby.
Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he off of the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all right, have a what are we on Thursday? Have a wonderful, terrific Thursday. Happy terrific Thursday to all you guys. Listen, All right, before I get into it, you already know what it is. The like police is never too far. Go ahead and like the stream when you get in here, okay? Go ahead and like the stream in here when you get in here, okay? Just go ahead and do that. All right, I'm going to be honest with you, all right? Listen, this ain't going to be no crazy show, okay? I'm gonna be real with y'all today. And you know me, I try to be transparent, you know what I'm saying? You know, I think Michael Todd says he calls himself hot, honest, open, and transparent. All right. So that's what we're gonna be today. That's what we're gonna be. That's what we're gonna do. So listen, if this ain't the type of show for you, you know what you can do. If I make you feel some type of way. So if this gets a little draggy and slow for you on this Thursday morning, you are more than welcome to dip out on me. All right. First thing first, I pop up, freaks all the honeys. All right. Happy birthday to my son, Shy. All right. Like the singing group. He turned 7 today. He is born on Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, that's my little Cinco de Mayo. Today is his birthday. Shout out to him. Shout out to my man, Kedrick Hayes. He bought my son a birthday gift. We met up in Stockbridge, Atlanta. He gave listen, I respect people who are men of their word. When my son was on the channel a while ago, when I went to Paris and you saw all my crew, you know what I'm saying? He put in the comments, he said, hey, I'm going to get little man something. He got him something, even though it was some Jackson State gear. He got him something. And from the bottom of my heart, man, I really appreciate that, man. That was big of you. And you didn't have to, but you did. And you kept your word. And I truly respect that. All right. Also, make sure you download the HBCU League Pass Plus, man. Go get that app. I'm telling you, big things are coming in the future. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. All right, so listen, let's do a quick last night recap with my man, Roland Martin. You listen, man. Listen, man. It was great. I had a great time. Listen, I want to thank everybody from the Offscript gang, or Mr. Campbell said, the Off Street Corner. In the chat yesterday, man, you guys were holding it down, okay? Holding it down. And I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Listen, Ty was the first one in that mug. She was ready, willing, and ready. I'm just ready to be off script and all of that junk. And I appreciate y'all, man. Everybody, Miss Glenn, Ty, Sean, man, I listen, man, I can't say thank you enough. I really can't say thank you enough for the support. Even though, like I said, you know, it's like if I did an event and I showed up personally and I had people from the channel there personally, the chat is just like that. You already know how we are family and community and things like that. So listen, I want when I want to start this off. You know, what I would like to thank is I would like to thank everybody that has been rocking with me from day one. You know what I'm saying? I got people in here who remember me when I had my old co-host on this junk. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank you all. I want to thank Ty. I want to thank Miss Glenn. I want to thank Sean. I want to thank Urban Network. I want to thank Yogi. I want to thank who else I want to thank? My baby got me. She wrote me some notes down here too. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank Mr. Hill, Shady Grove. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank all of you guys. Listen, there is no off script, right? Without you all. Okay, me just coming on here talking to myself or with 2 or 3 people or 4 people does me no good. And there is no off script. There is no Roland Martin. There is no interview with Deion Sanders. There's none of that without you all in the chat, without you all in the community, saying crazy stuff, keeping it jumping, keeping it live, keeping it funny in the chat. That's what you guys do. And I appreciate you all tremendously. All right. Let me first, and I want to break this all the way down, man. I want to break this all the way because I might get a little emotional, but I'm going to break this all the way down. Paris, my girl Paris, too, all of them. All right. I want to break this all the way down, though. First off, I want to start by thanking my conscious committee, right? My conscious committee consists of Mr. Campbell. All right. Shout out to Mr. Campbell. I want to talk to shout out to Mr. D. Listen, y'all don't understand how important those 2 men, and I'm going to get to my other conscious committee members as well. But I don't understand. Guys don't really understand how important these guys have been to me and my growth. Mr. D, let me tell you this, man. Mr. D, when I was coming up and I was building, you know, I was starting Offscript and stuff like this, man, it was crazy. I didn't know Mr. D from a can of paint. He reached out to me. He got my number. He reached out to me and he said, man, I just want to bless you. And he bought all my equipment. All right. He bought, I knew it was going to come. He bought all my equipment. He bought my desk. He bought my my Rollcaster Pro, where you hear all the samples and drops and everything like that. He bought me a camera. He bought my monitors. He bought everything for the channel. And that's what really took it to the next level. And I really want to say thank you to him, because he didn't have to do that. He never had to do that, but he did. I want to say thank you to Mr. Campbell. Like, listen, oh man, I want to say thank you to Mr. Campbell, you know, for all the conversations, for all the long talks, stuff like that, you know, all the business ventures and people, you know, getting my stuff set up the right way. You know, Mr. Campbell has always been that. Mr. D, when I went to Orange Blossom Classic, he invited me with his family. You know, he took me in like his son. You know, he would call me his adopted son and things like that. When I went down to the Orange Blossom Classic, I met his family and we kicked it with them and everything like that. So, like, those two guys, man, like the growth that you guys seen from day one has like, they've been like, fathers. They've been like fathers to me. And I can't thank them enough. I really can't. All right. Oh, man, I really wasn't trying to cry. I really wasn't trying to cry, for real, for real. I want to thank Kenny. Man, listen, Kenny, he be talking. Kenny's a part of my conscious committee, man. He be talking, but you know, he's always been there. He's always supported me. He's always giving me ideas, you know, of what I can do and how I can market and plan and grow the channel and ideas. You know, he's so supportive, man. He has his own family, but you know, he calls in, he checks on me. You know, he wants to, you know, he's such a great supporter of the channel. Of just like, hey man, you should do this. Hey man, you should do that. And I appreciate him as well. I know you guys know I'm a big Quincy Casey fan, but his brother, his older brother, Jeremy, he's been a good friend, a really good friend to me. He, you know, he calls, he checks in on me. he be like, "What you doing, my boy?" You know, but he's been such a supporter and a fan. His family, you know, before I even knew them, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, his mom, of course, his mom, you know, she's been a supporter and stuff like that. So I just want to tell them thank you. That's my conscious committee. So when I tell you stuff like, you know, my conscious committee said I shouldn't do that, or, you know, I talked to my conscious committee and they said this or that, like, those are the people that you'll hear me talking about, you know, more and more often. But man, I'm so grateful for those four men. And, you know, you'll be surprised, you know, they'll tell you like, show me your friends and I'll show you where you are in life. And all those guys are super successful Black men, and they all take out the time to pour into me, to tell me, you know, that they see great things in me. And I just don't think we do that as enough as a community to really, you know, not sit on somebody else or step on somebody to get to somebody, but just, them pouring into me in my own lane, telling me, good, bad, or indifferent. Like, listen, the conversations are not always great. I've had conversations with Kenny and Jeremy and Mr. D and Mr. Campbell where they're telling me, yo, you can do better. Yo, that's not what it is. Or, yo, you're better than that. You know what I'm saying? But that's me. That's them pouring so much into me that you don't take criticism and critique as them not loving me and then not being there for me. You know what I'm saying? It just is bigger than that. It's bigger than, because like, Mr. D and Mr. Campbell, like they want to see me grow so much, you know what I'm saying, that Mr. D poured his own money into me, not knowing me from Adam and Eve. The laptop that I have right here, like Mr. D bought that for me. Like all the stuff that, had gotten this channel to get to a certain point. Like it took people pouring into me and giving me stuff that, and blessing me with things that I would have never thought in a million years that I would get. And I'll tell y'all this, and this is for anybody out there trying to do their own thing, for real. Like, and I mean this, like, don't always think that you think your blessings are going to come from your family. Like the most instrumental people in my journey outside of my cousin Kia have been people I've never met before in my life. Like some of the most passionate and some of the most giving and some of the most introspective conversations and support and push have come for people that don't know me from Adam or Eve, don't know me from, never grown up with me and never seen my face, but I get messages every day talking about, Scotty, man, I don't always agree with you, but I appreciate what you do. Hey, Scotty, man, I don't always agree with you, but keep going. Hey, Scotty, man, I don't always, agree with your methods, but I appreciate what you're doing. And I want you guys to understand, like, I'm never big enough to not thank you guys for those messages and those moments, because they mean so much. Because as a community, as a society, we focus on the hate so much. We focus on the negativity so much, but I've tried to reprogram my mind to give the same amount of energy that I give to negative comments or to the same people that give me positive enforcement and positive reinforcement and positive push. And I just want anybody who's ever said anything positive to me and even negative, because that's just pushed me and drove me. But listen, I'm telling you, those messages mean so much. The ones that say, hey, you're going to be big, or hey, I see you doing this, or hey, I see you doing that. You know what I'm saying? It really means a lot. Also, I want to thank my cousin Kia. A lot of you guys don't know the story of how Offscript started. Offscript started in my cousin's bedroom, in her guest room, in the corner. She wouldn't let me use the table because she said I don't put stuff back. And I don't put stuff back. But when I'll tell you the story. I was getting off a contract job during COVID, and I was in between work, and that's when I met Cut. Met Cut on a Facebook group, a Black YouTubers Facebook group, and Cut reached out to me and he said, I like what you're doing, but I think you're in the wrong space. He said, I think you need to be on I think you need to be in the HBCU sports. And it was probably the best thing that anybody ever told me. So shout out to Cut. My first video, I did it in my cousin's corner. I did it in her bedroom. I got a stool. I got a tripod. I put my camera phone. I flipped my phone to a camera mode, and I recorded myself talking about the hiring of Deion Sanders. That first video did 15K, and it was it was that's how Offscript started. And I've never looked back. And this ride has been nothing but tremendous. Nothing but tremendous. So I want to thank my cousin Kia. She's never been anything but a lifeline to me in every part of my life. She's, you know, when I didn't have places to stay, she let me live with her. When I was down on my luck, she let me stay there. You know, she encouraged me, she pushed me, told me about myself on numerous occasions about what I was and wasn't doing outright. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's just to see where I'm at, full circle to sleeping in my car, to sleeping on my cousin's couch, to now being in a 5-bedroom house in McDonough, Georgia. And that's not to brag. That's just to tell you where God can bring you. If, you know, there's a scripture that says your gift makes room for you. You know, if I had my mom on here, she'll tell you if he didn't do nothing else, he was going to talk. If I didn't do nothing else, I was going to talk. And if I didn't do nothing else, I knew sports. And that's always been my gift. I called my high school coach yesterday, and I told him how much I appreciated him for taking in a skinny black kid into his home, teaching me. Sorry, guys. Teaching me, you know, how to break down film and how to look for stuff. And I mean, literally poured everything he knew from the NFL and his time in college. He poured it all into me. And he always told me, he was like, you're going to be a good coach one day. I called him and told him how much I appreciated him and, you know, how much I thanked him, because I couldn't do half of the film breakdowns and the stuff you guys talk about with the X's and O's. You know, I couldn't. It would have never been there if it wasn't for him. I never had a coach like that. And I really appreciate him. And I tell him all the time, I one day I hope he becomes an offensive coordinator or a head coach in the SWAC, because the SWAC would be in trouble if he ever touched down. I truly believe that he is an offensive genius. I will put him and Dooley in the same boat, for real. But I want to thank Coach Terry Sims for sending this lovely Wildcats merch. You know what I'm saying? I want to send that. I want to thank all the players that allowed me to interview them. You know, when I was when you didn't know what Offscript was or what I was talking about, you guys believed in me and let me interview you. Baron Hobson, I appreciate you. Sterling from North Carolina A&T, you guys are my first interviews, and I just thank you for believing in me and letting me tell your stories. You know, and every other player from there. I appreciate all the head coaches that have come on my program, all the assistant coaches. I appreciate Coach Ma for, you know, all the support he gives me. I appreciate Coach DT. I appreciate Coach Maynard. I thank Dion. Listen, you guys might think that it's a hate relationship. There's no hate in my heart for Deion Sanders. Listen, I respect where respect is due, and Dion really put me on the map. He gave a young kid with a platform, an opportunity, and I watched that interview maybe every other month, because, you know, Dion was the first person to tell me. Dion was the first person to tell me to don't limit God. Dion was the first person to tell me don't limit God, because he'll blow you up like that. And what God has done in my life has been tremendous. And ever since that interview with Dion, I've always tried to manage my words and what I spoke and how I talked about myself and how I talked about my channel. So I appreciate that. I appreciate Perry White from the Jaguar Journal. I appreciate Reggie Flood, Uncle Flood, you know, for, you know, believing in me when I was young in this thing, brought me on his platform, on his radio show. I appreciate both of those guys. I appreciate BJ Jones. Listen, BJ Jones is a legend in this thing. He knows it from the inside and out. And from day one, you know, he never looked at me as an outsider. He always said, man, Scotty, you different. And I respect that. And I appreciate BJ for taking me in, because cosigns from a BJ Jones, cosigns from a Perry White, cosigns from a Reggie Flood, that stuff means stuff. It means a lot when you're new to a culture and you're new to an environment and people accept you for how you deliver it and how you do things. And it might be different, but you know, it's just how you do stuff. So I want to thank those guys. I know they probably don't think that I'm really grateful, but I am, because, you know, their words mean a lot. The words really mean a lot. Man, I want to thank Urban Edge Network and HBCU League Pass for seeing something in me when I didn't even see something in myself. I want to thank who else I want to thank? I want to thank you know, I'm gonna say my mom for last, because she's a lot. I already talked about them. I want to thank Coach Milstead for giving me an interview. I want to thank Coach Hugh Jackson for giving me an interview. Who else? I want to thank N.O. Jones. N.O. Joe. Yeah, man, listen. I can't tell you guys how much N.O. Joe, he's such a real guy. I mean, you hear him calling every now and again, and he drives on trucks and stuff like that. I appreciate him. Listen, I appreciate Dr. Cavill. Dr. Cavill is a real one. Anytime he's ever had an issue with me, he's always called and he's always had conversations with me. I want to thank Rube. Hey, Rube's my guy from Southern, man. Rube, listen, me and Rube, man, I appreciate him so much, because you know, he really accepted me. You know, he always talk about, man, Scotty, you crazy, but man, I appreciate watching him. I appreciate my crew. Hey, y'all know who my crew is. Blue, my boy Blue. All right, the boy Wonder. I appreciate him. I appreciate my boy Cut. I appreciate CFL. I appreciate Spotlight, man. We push each other, man. Like, you know, it's all love, the jokes and things like that. We push each other. We hold each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? And we want to see the best from each other. So I appreciate them. Man, there's so many people. Oh, Mr. Kincaid, Mr. Edward. Oh, Mr. Kincaid from Alcorn. I appreciate him so much. Listen, a lot of food has been given to me by him. I appreciate Mr. Kincaid. I appreciate Mr. Edwards from the J5. He's definitely been somebody that's been important to me, you know, on the outside. I know a lot of guys, you don't know about a relationship, but just on the outside looking in, man, it's been tremendous. It's been a tremendous ride. It's been a tremendous go. And it's just to see where I've come. And so, yeah, I thank Mr. Ford. Yeah, I appreciate Mr. Ford. No matter, you know, what he might say about me, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Mr. Ford was an instrumental part of this channel. You know what I'm saying? All the information, all the insight that he dropped, you know, I appreciate him for wanting to pour those nuggets out to you guys through my platform. And I'm glad that my platform could give him the opportunity to tell the story of the SWAC and tell the story of, you know, of HBCU sports and MEAC and all that. And I mean, he could tell you the president's back in 1972, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that. And you know, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And I appreciate Mr. Ford for doing that. I appreciate, I appreciate, listen, Miss Howard, Miss LaShonda, those two Grambling women are powerful. Okay, because there will be no me in Urban Edge without Miss Howard and Miss LaShonda Love. I tell you that right now. And all respect where respect is due. I love those two ladies. Listen, Grambling can do bad by me, but them two ladies are good. I appreciate Dr. Lori, my booster of the year. I appreciate Mr. Bazzi, my roommate in Columbia, South Carolina, for all the late nights. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I appreciate who else is going, baby. I appreciate Hezekiah. Listen, shout out to Hezekiah. Just graduated from the #2 university, Ivy League in America. Got back-to-back awards. My man is super duper smart. You know what I'm saying? Beyond belief, smart and intelligent, man. And I know you're gonna kill it wherever you decide to do. I want to thank Dr. Izzy, my South Carolina State Booster of the Year. I want to thank her and all the South Carolina State and MEAC fans that have now come on board and joined this platform. Listen, I'm going to expand it. I will be covering you guys this season. I don't give a damn if I have to stay up late and do whatever I got to do. I'm definitely going to hit that on that side of it as well. Oh man, I want to thank my apostle for my church, ILM, Apostle Sally, here in what's that? Snellville, in Snellville, my church. And listen, all right. So I want to talk about my mom. All right, listen, my mom, and you know, shout out to Israel Carey. Listen, we might not agree on everything, but I tell you one thing: he's always been a support to this channel. He, Coach Green. Let me tell you, shout out to Coach Green. Shout out to Coach Green, man. Listen, if ain't nobody else gonna call, Coach Green gonna call. I don't care. And listen, Coach Green, I appreciate that because there'll be some times when my call lines be dry. All right, they be dry, and you be calling in and giving me some jokes, man. So I appreciate that. I want to talk about my mom though. Listen, my mom had a tough job. I mean, I ain't have no siblings or nothing, but it was just me. And y'all see how I am. Who I am was birthed from my mom. My mom is a no-nonsense woman, retired military lady. You know, my mom was super strict. But my mom taught me so much morals and values and integrity, and your word has carried me so far. I remember my mom telling me, you know, it don't matter how bad you are, if you got good manners, people will deal with you. And that has taken me so far, because people can say a lot of stuff about me, but they would never say I'm a disrespectful person. And the way I critique, the way I break down conversations, the way I analyze a lot of what it is all by my mom. You know, you guys hear a lot of my mom's sayings on this episode. I mean, you guys hear a lot of the stuff I say that my mom says, like, you know, if it don't make sense, it's a lie. She would say that to me. She would say that to me when I be lying, because when I was growing up, boy, I was lying, boy. Like, I would go down with the ship on that jank. But, you know, my mom, that's just her things. You know what I'm saying? You hear me say a lot of slogans, you know, that don't make no sense. And a lot of stuff that I just taken from my mom and made it my own. But a lot of what I am is from my mom. You know what I'm saying? We don't always see eye to eye, but there's nobody else that rocks with me as hard as my mom. You know, I've been through some stuff, and my mom's been right there step by step, you know, shaking her head or, you know, or questioning me or asking me questions about it, but she's been right there. So I know my mom, when I first told her I was doing YouTube. Listen, man, my mom ain't these young school moms, okay? My mom is old school. So when I told her I was doing YouTube, she don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't understand, you know, when I left a government job and I started doing full-time YouTube, that don't make sense to her. You know what I'm saying? And she had some stuff to say about it. But I'll say one thing, my mom has never told me what I couldn't do. You know, she's never told me what I couldn't do. She's always said, you know, if you put your mind to it and you stick it out and, you know, you really give it 100%, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't quit. And really, I'll tell you one reason why I never quit it, because I didn't want to hear my mom's mouth. I'm being honest. I didn't want to hear what my mom had to say if I quit. You know what I'm saying? If I stopped doing YouTube one day, she'd be like, see, I told you, should have kept that job. You know, so I didn't want to hear that. So those moments and those thoughts have always been in the back of my head, and the internal drive that I have to be successful has always been to make my mom proud. You know, I'm not a college graduate. You know, I'm not, like I told you guys, I'm not the smartest guy. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not the most colorful crayon. But I just wanted to make my mom proud. And last night, listen, me and my mom grew up on Roland Martin. Like, my mom loved Roland Martin growing up. And to be on the show, to have a segment, and to be able to tell my mom on the Roland Martin show that you know, shout out to her. It meant more than the world. It really did. So yeah. What else we got? Okay. My girl got a note. She put me. That's funny. Oh man. But I want to thank Barrage. I also want to thank Barrage. I want to thank listen, man. I want to thank my kids, all my kids. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when you got 4 kids, man, listen, when you got 4 kids, you don't have the luxury to just sit back and not go get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that luxury. Oh man, I am so emotional right now. But listen, man, like I told y'all in the beginning, man, this was different. I wanted to say thank you because it's my life, man. You guys, I know you guys see, you know, what you see on YouTube, but this is my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my life. I want to thank my kids. Without those 4 beautiful faces, you know, I wouldn't have the drive and urge to give them everything that I could. Because I had a good childhood. Like, listen, you know, most people would say, I give you what I never had. I had a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So really, I'm trying to take it to another level because I had a really good childhood. I can't play. Listen, I got a lot of stuff. I had a lot of stuff. So I'm not one of those guys who'll like give you what I never had. I had a lot of stuff. All right. I want to thank my lovely lady, my queen, like police, Akila. Listen, guys, like I tell people this every day, and I tell people all the time, and I don't know if I say it on the channel, but she is my favorite. Like, and I tell this, I'll send it to anybody, and that's why I don't let nobody talk crazy about her because she's been the best thing in my life outside of my kids. You know, when I wasn't working and YouTube wasn't really paying the bills and I was barely getting by, like Key was the one, you know, taking her car to the games and she invested in me and she believing in me, that, you know, more than myself sometimes. So I tell guys who come up to me and they ask me, like, you know, what I have to do to be successful and what do I do this and what I do that. Listen, man, the people that you have around you, if you have a girl, if your girl believes in your dream as much as you do, that's a blessing in itself. And when somebody says you have favor, understand what that means. It doesn't mean that life is all roses. It doesn't mean that, you know, there's no valleys, there's no dark spots, there's no things that happen. Favor means is that things are manifesting, like things that you would have never thought, like, yo, how did this come about? And when did this come about? You start seeing the hand of God move on your life and you start seeing your progress in life just go. You know what I'm saying? So she's been everything to Offscript. Like, I tell people, and you guys hear me on it. If you invite me, you know she coming. It ain't no ifs and buts about it. Everyone, oh, Scotty, we want you here. No, you want us there. That's what you want. Okay, that's what you want us there. That's why if you buy me anything, I always tell you my girl size. She wear medium in shirts and a large in sweaters. and hoodies and stuff like that, right? So because we are a partnership, we are one. Okay, Offscript is both of us. You know what I'm saying? You see me in front of the camera, but you don't understand. All them, whoever be emailing me, I don't be responding to that mess. That's her, okay? She is the correspondent. She does all the professional emails. All right. So this is a partnership. This is both of us. When I first met Key, I had like what, baby, 300 subscribers? When I first met Key, I had 300 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And she told me, I never forget, she said, when you get 1,000 subscribers, I will make you your favorite meal, which is lasagna. I love lasagna, right? Listen, I hit 1,000 at like 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning. I texted her like 2:01. Hey, get that lasagna ready. Get that lasagna ready. You know what I'm saying? So she's been every bit of this journey she's been a part of. And I'm grateful for her. I love her. I love you, babe. I'm telling you guys, like, I know you have a lot of women out there nowadays, and it's what you can do for me and what you know, I want a man that makes this amount of money. I want a man that makes this amount of money. Listen, that was not me. That was not me at all. I mean, I had a good government job and stuff like that when we first met, but you know, when we first started dating, my car broke down. My car broke down and it didn't come back together. It was done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was walking to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was taking a Greyhound to Atlanta to see her. She would drive up to Columbia to see me. This has been an effort relationship, like, for both of us, you know, stepping out of our comfort zones to really make it work. And now we were both in roommate situations. You know what I'm saying? Blue said she the real goat. You can't, Blue, get on my daggone nerves. You know what I'm saying? Blue get on my nerves, man. He always got some but Blue don't miss though. Blue don't miss. He don't miss. But you know, we were really doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was really supporting me. The hotel stays when I couldn't afford it, she was paying for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of stuff. And to see it turn full circle now to where, like, I'm able to take care of the bills and I'm able to do this and I'm able to do that has been a true blessing. Has really been a true blessing. And there's nothing I wouldn't give to her, because when I wasn't this, and you know, I was at my lowest, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have much to give, you know what I'm saying? I was barely getting by. She was right there beside me the whole time, supporting me, you know what I'm saying? You know, asking me about, you know, the Offscript and what can we do and this, that, and the third. And that's why I kept trying to tell y'all, you know, in the beginning, Mr. D buying all my equipment, Mr. Campbell pouring into me, Kenny pouring into me, Jeremy pouring into me, you know, Mr. D buying equipment and pouring into me. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff mattered. All that stuff kept me sane. You know what I'm saying? To make me keep pushing when I was getting the negative pushback, when I wasn't doing well, when I'm getting 200 and 300 views, like, all that stuff comes back full circle. You know what I'm saying? To now me being on Roland Martin, me interviewing Dion, me having a platform that people really look to and turn to. And I appreciate that. I'm going to say 2 more things and I'm going to get up out of here. Listen, to every HBCU fan, it has never been my intentions to downplay your culture. It's never been my intentions to make you feel as though I don't respect what you have. It's never been my intentions, because the deeper I get into it, the more love I actually have for it. All I'm here to do is give you a perspective that you've never seen before, that you never thought about. All right. It's no different than have a table full of multiple people who give you ideas. You know what I'm saying? That's always been my intention. And I thank every one of the HBCU supporters, good or bad, that have opened their hearts, opened their minds, welcomed me in, and said, you know, like, bro, like, you good with us, bro. You good, bad, or indifferent. And I appreciate that. So, Man, listen. Thank you, baby. Mr. Body. All right, Mr. Body. Listen, Andrew Body's dad and Mama Body. Listen, those are they're probably the two most genuine people I've ever met in my life. Mr. Body is probably the most genuine man, and his wife are probably the most two genuine people I've ever met in my life. And the thing that, makes them so special is that they call in, they check on me. It don't have nothing to do with their son. They just, hey man, how you doing? Mama Body checking in on me, texting me, and the relationship was so genuine. I just appreciate them so much. They're like an extended parent, you know what I'm saying? I really appreciate them. And shout out to my boy Kofi. Listen, I appreciate Kofi. When we first started doing the Afterglow show and Mr. Campbell hooked us up, shout out to my boy G too. GSPN, Swacking the Fool. Hey, listen, I'm gonna get back to Kofi. G, let me say this to G. I remember when I got kicked out the Swag Sports Central group, G. I remember that. And you was like, yo, why y'all kick my boy Scotty out? Listen, it's the little stuff like that that I remember and that I absolutely appreciate and I enjoy and I appreciate that, man. I real talk. We met down in Alcorn and Jackson State. I just want to say thank you, my boy. I appreciate you. It's all love. Once again, any jokes, man, it's all love. Shout out to my boy right here. Trophy Chasers. My boy Los, Trophy Chasers. Hey, make sure y'all go check out his stuff. Hey, Los, put your website link in the chat. Listen, this dude has gotten me so much merch. My girl was wearing his shirt yesterday, the Trophy Chasers shirt. We absolutely love his stuff. Go support this young black man. Appreciate it. And I thank you so much, bro, for all the merch that you sent me, all the stuff that you've given me, and you've supported the channel. And listen, I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Now back to my man Kofi. Man, Kofi, man. I remember when Mr. Campbell hooked us up, linked us together. I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't know what it was going to look like, but Mondays are probably my favorite day. Mondays are literally probably my favorite day. I love our show, man. Listen, there's nothing better than being on a show with you, man. And I mean, literally making me laugh. And I've seen how much, you've grown. I've seen how much you've grown on the ONG Strike Show, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? What's that movie? I see power. I see respect. I see a badass mother who don't take crap from nobody. That's my man Kofi. All right? That is my man Kofi on the ONG Strike Zone. He ain't taking no mess. # free Kofi. All right? So I appreciate those Mondays, man. Those Mondays are everything to me. Even the Bowling Strike Zone on Wednesdays. Those are they're not everything. I mean, but they're pretty dope. But nah, man. So I just wanted to take the time out to thank everybody that has been so instrumental to Offscript. That has been super instrumental to Offscript. My conscious committee, my mom, Kia, Barrage, all the positive reinforcement, Miss LaShonda, Miss Howard, Kofi, you know what I'm saying? BJ Jones, my crew, Blue, Cut, CFL, HBC Spotlight, my dogs, my boys, everybody, man. Listen, Swag Buzz, y'all keep pushing me, man. Jeff Lightly, y'all push me. You know what I'm saying? All you guys, everybody out there that does what we do, we know it's not easy, but you guys push me and make me keep running. You know what I'm saying? Make me keep going forward. So I thank you. My Kia in the chat. I love you, Kia. I love you so much. But I thank everybody. And I want to say thank you to my family. All my family in Paris, all my family in Savannah, all my friends that watch me. I thank you guys. I know you guys don't say much, and it's cool. We don't got to talk every day to be family, but I appreciate you guys with the small notes that you send me. My cousin Jazz, my cousin Neri, all you guys. I appreciate you guys. My Uncle Timmy, know that I love you dearly, dearly. So listen, this is just the beginning for Offscript, man. We coming back for season 2. All right, we coming back for season 2. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Hey, Mr. Hill, I gave you a shout out earlier today. Go back and watch it. Oh, and this is London. Love you, London. Oh, my bad, Kia. Love you too, London. But yeah. So, and love my Aunt Mary and all Aunt Trisha and everybody like that. So this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We're gonna take this up to the next level. We're gonna listen. Season 2 gonna be crazy. Oh no, I didn't. Yeah. Listen, I know a lot of people say this. Oh, season 3, you're right, Blue. Season 3. Season 2.5. But but I wanna listen. Listen, God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Okay, listen. I haven't always been a fan. I have not. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. I'm gonna be a whole buck with y'all. If it wasn't for this lovely lady right here, I told you I listen. When I tell you she be talking to God, she be talking to God. Direct line, red phone, all that. My relationship with God while I've been with Key has really grown. And God showing himself to me has really grown. I was probably the most skeptical person in America when it came to Jesus and what he can and cannot do. But I'll tell y'all this, for real. If you do not have I don't care what you call them. I don't listen. And I know people in the comments, I don't believe in white Jesus. I don't give a damn what color you think he is. I don't care if you think he white, yellow, Puerto Rican. I don't care. Okay, black, Santa. I don't care what you think he is. All I'm telling you is this. Listen to me. Skeptical century. All right. I'm Mr. Skeptical. God is real. He loves you. He wants the best for you. And if you let him, if you trust him to take a step his way, I promise you, God will meet you where you're at and take you the rest of the way. And he will just continue to show you why you should keep trusting him and walking with him. And I'll tell you a quick testimony. When I left my job and I talked to Key, I came home and I told her, I said, listen, it's not looking too good. I'm going to just go ahead and leave. And she asked me, she said, what you going to do? I said, I'm going to do YouTube. She said, God told me that's your ministry. That's your ministry. When I tell you it's so hard, listen, just because you think something is yours doesn't mean that it just comes easy. Doesn't mean, even if God tells you it's your purpose, even if God tells you that's what he's called you to do, I want people to understand it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. You have to listen, when God tells you to pick up your cross and follow him, right? That cross is heavy. That cross is got splinters in it. You're going to fall. But that's God's way to show you, like, every time you fall and you still are, even when you fall and you falling forward, that's God's way to show you, like, bro, I got you. Like, I got you. We good. Like, you good. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the stuff that you've seen or have seen me do or whatever has strictly been off the faith of what it is, of faith in my favor from Key, believing what God is telling Key, and then me seeing God manifest for myself and me praying and asking God, to show me himself to me so I can have my own relationship. So with that, I thank you, God. I thank you, Jesus, for being there for me, giving me this gift and letting my gift make room for me, and being a man of your word and letting it make room. And I thank God for that. I really do. He responded to you. He said something to you. Am I good? Am I? Let me stop. Listen, I want to say this. the thing that's always gonna make me different on here is that I don't have a problem being real with y'all. I never have a problem being myself. This is me. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the highest of the highs, and I'll be with the lowest of the lows. You know, I'll cry on here. It's my channel. And once again, if you don't like nothing I do, you can. But the part about it is that I want you guys to know, anytime I step foot on this camera, it's real. It's authentic. It's me. That's all I know how to be. And I'm okay with me. I'm always going to be okay with me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. It's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with how I am. So I want to thank you guys. I know a lot of guys have been jumping on, jumping off. If you're getting on here late, please go back and watch from the beginning of what all this meant and what this means to me. I thank everybody. Like, listen, like I know I can't name everybody, but I truly thank y'all, man. Everybody in the comments, everybody who sent me something good, bad, or indifferent, I thank you. Oh, and thank Blake, my boy Blake. Who that? You Mr. Who that nigga on that nag? That's my boy Blake. Shout out to him as well, and his sister and his siblings for what they've done, for what they've done for us and things like that. Deputy Mario. Shout out to Deputy Mario, man. Listen, he's such a great supporter to have. Shout out to him, and everything like that. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. Guys, keep rocking with me. I'm gonna keep rocking with you. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. God bless.